What is up guys, and welcome to today's video. For this one we will be looking at the round of 16 second leg clash taking place in the UEFA Champions League later this week on the 13th of March, that is Wednesday evening, as Atletico Madrid host FC Internazionale. The last time these two sides met was on the 20th of February. I obviously, like everybody else, expected it to be a very hotly contested fixture, and it was, to its credit, both sides back and forth. Unfortunately, Griezmann did have to come off injured, and it was shortly thereafter that Inter found the opener in the 79th minute through Marko Arnautovic. And the Nerazzurri just sort of rode that wave and just saw the match out, it ending 1-0 to Inter on the day. We start off our team analysis with the home side in this one being Atletico Madrid. The last 5 fixtures for Los Rojiblancos have ended in 1 win, 1 draw and 3 losses. Their last match was a 2-0 loss at Cadiz in the Spanish La Liga. It's been problematic for Atletico Madrid in these last few fixtures. Since they've lost to Inter, they haven't been able to pick themselves up and get some steady results going. But in the fixtures that Atleti have been able to perform in, I think the standout player has got to be Alvaro Morata with 20 goals and 2 assists. Morata has been Atleti's outlet for goals this entire season. Interestingly, he did actually miss the first leg due to an injury, and I think that did play a very big role in how Atleti approached that game. But he is back for the second leg, and I think everybody will be hoping that he makes some kind of impact. Next up, I want to talk about the Argentine midfielder Rodrigo de Paul. Now with 1 goal and 5 assists, I don't think de Paul is going to be getting any goals here, but I do think that he will have his hands full dealing with a very creative and very stubborn Inter midfield. He plays more defensive, and he's going to have to watch multiple creative players and make sure he keeps them quiet, but also make sure he can do so in a composed manner. And finally, I want to talk Jan Oblak. Now, I think this season Jan Oblak has been very disappointing. In 41 games he has conceded 44 goals and he has only kept 12 clean sheets. That is terrible for Oblak. Oblak used to be so solid, so composed at the back, and I really think he needs to come to the party for Atleti. Atleti have managed to grind out results, but they've struggled at the back. And this is one of those fixtures where he really needs to step up. He's going to come up against an Inter side that wants to score and that has been very good at scoring. But he needs to make sure that he can shut them out, because I think if Atleti have any chance of going through, a lot of it is going to rest on the shoulders of one Jan Oblak. Next up, we look at the away side. Now the last 5 fixtures for FC Internazionale have been 5 wins. The Nerazzurri are on a superb run of form right now. Their last match did end in a 1-0 victory away at Bologna in the Italian Serie A. I think, of course, when you look at strikers and number 9s up front right now, you cannot talk about the best in the world without mentioning Lautaro Martinez. With 26 goals and 2 assists, it is obvious that Martinez's job at Inter Milan is to just score goals, and he's doing that fantastically well. He's been promoted to club captain this season, and he's really flourished in the role, leading his team from the front. A big part of Martinez's superb performances has to be his strike partner up front, and Marcus Thuram has indeed been phenomenal. With 10 goals and 7 assists, I think between Martinez and Thuram, they're a constant headache for any side to deal with. Teams often give extra attention to Lautaro, and that is where Thuram is able to flourish. It gives him space, it gives him time, but he also has quite a bit of pace as well, so he can get at teams on the counter-attack. And finally, I want to talk about Inter's goalkeeper as well. In Jan Sommer, Inter have a very, very solid goalkeeper right now. In 35 matches, Jan Sommer has only conceded 15 goals and kept 23 clean sheets. So you can see already that Inter have been stubborn to break down, not just because the team is so solid defensively, but because they have such a reliable goalkeeper. I think if Inter as well have any hope of progressing here, any chance they have will be doubled or will increase exponentially if Sommer is able to keep a clean sheet here, because quite simply, if he does that, Inter go through. The rest of the team doesn't need to perform. As long as Sommer is able to keep a clean sheet, Inter book their place in the next round. Okay, next up we look at the head-to-head and the S3M2 Verdict. Now, obviously these two sides, as I said in the first leg prediction video, didn't really meet competitively. It was a friendly and Inter won it, and now Inter have won the first leg. So, as it stands, in two meetings between these two sides, Inter have the overwhelming advantage. They've beaten Atletico Madrid both times. So Atleti have already given themselves a mountain to climb. Inter have been nothing short of simply spectacular. Not only have they won their last 5 fixtures, but they have scored 12 goals and conceded just 1. When you look at Atletico Madrid, it's the opposite. In their last 5 fixtures, they've only won once, but they've scored 4 goals and conceded 9. So that is double the amount of goals that they have scored. In fact, more than double. Or Inter, more impressively, have won their last 5 at home and also won their last 5 away, while Atletico Madrid have been ghastly away, but they also have a solid 5 out of 5 record when playing at home. So I think one of those records is going, either Inter's 5 out of 5 away record or Atletico Madrid's 5 out of 5 home record. Inter have been so free scoring and lethal up front so far this season. If Lautaro Martinez or Marcus Thuram are not getting the goals, then they have strikers on the bench who can come up. I mean, we saw that with Arnautovic. In recent weeks, we've also seen goals from Alexis Sanchez as well. So I think right now Inter have a lot of squad depth. Atletico, unfortunately, have been plagued by injuries. While Morata missed the first leg and then Griezmann had to go off injured, I think Griezmann there's a chance he might come back for the second leg, but I think right now it's looking very likely that he's not going to play a role in it. So Morata this time has to shoulder the burden alone, and we've seen that without Griezmann, Atleti kind of lack a lot of creativity but also a lot of movement up front. Morata plays as that number 9, but he's very static. He's always waiting for the ball to get the goals, but he's not the kind of player who's going to create the goals. Right now, I think if Griezmann can play a role, it would be a definite game changer here. I think Atleti have become a little maybe too over-reliant on Griezmann, because I think he's got 18 goals or something like that, but he's got a lot more assists than Morata. Right now as well, I think the form of Jan Oblak has been disastrous. And Inter Milan are going to look to capitalize on that. Fair enough, he was actually decent in the first leg, but I think that was more due to Inter being wasteful up front. They created many chances, but they just could not put them away. I think also going forward, Atleti have a major problem because they don't know who to partner up front with Morata right now. I think Depay played this weekend against Cadiz, but they do have other players. It's just as though those players are not the Morata and Griezmann combination. And as a result, Atletico have sort of dried up on the goals front. I do think Inter Milan win this one. I really do. And even if they don't win, I think they do enough to go through to the next round. I don't think Atletico Madrid can do enough to dump Inter Milan out of the Champions League and to turn this tie around. I think right now Atletico Madrid are a wounded animal. They're struggling to find any semblance of form and to put anything together right now. And I think that's also part of the problem. When you look at Inter, if those two players up front are not scoring, you have the wingbacks who can score, you have the central midfielders, Calhanoglu, Mkhitaryan, Barella, these guys can all score. The centre backs as well pose a threat from set pieces, so there's danger everywhere. But when you look at Atletico Madrid right now, they look like a team where if they get goals, it's really just down to flukes or down to luck. It doesn't look like anything is intentional. And I think that's the problem with Atletico Madrid right now, is they're playing without intent. And I think that's going to prove to be their undoing here. I think also both of these sides will be looking to what comes this weekend. Inter have to play Napoli in the Serie A, and Atletico Madrid have to deal with Barcelona. As a result of those two fixtures that could be coming up domestically or will be coming up domestically, I think both of these coaches will also have that in mind, so they're not going to go out and risk players unnecessarily. I think they're going to look to close things out as soon as possible, just so that they can get players off the pitch and rest them for this weekend. But I think despite that, as I've said earlier, I do expect Inter to come out on top here. I think the squad depth, the determination, the drive, the mentality, and also the game plan at Inter Milan, it just looks so much better than Atleti's right now. Atleti, like I said, looking like they lack creativity, they lack intent going forward. Whereas Inter just want to score as many goals as they can. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time, and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Um, Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.